What's up guys, I'm Cold Lefty, and today we are going over how to quest efficiently in Wizard101. Before we get started, I just want to remind you guys that there's an absolutely beautiful subscribe button for my channel down below, and I recommend you guys click it. I've got plenty of more content on the way, and you guys do not want to miss out. Anyways, let's get right into it. So to quest efficiently, there are a lot of things to keep in mind, but I'm going to be breaking it down today into a few key tips. The first and most obvious step is to find other wizards to quest with if possible. Even better, if you can find wizards in different schools that complement your own, you can speed through worlds and areas with ease. For example, I am a storm wizard, so I may look for another fire or storm wizard to do high damage with myself, and then I may look for a third person as a support wizard such as a life character. This step is by far the easiest way to speed through worlds, but also the most difficult since not everyone can play on the same schedule, so that is why I have a few solutions to help find other players. One way to find people to quest with or just get help for difficult bosses and dungeons is to visit the teaming kiosk in Old Town of Wizard City. This is by far one of the most popular ways to find other people to play with, grind with, and potentially do more main quests with after the initial dungeon you queued up for together. Another way, I like to call this the OG way, is to go to the dungeon or area you are trying to find other wizards with and repeatedly switch realms until you find someone to team up with. This method isn't as effective since the addition of the team kiosk, but if you're desperate like me sometimes, it's worth a try. My last piece of advice is to engage with others. Make friends with the other wizards you do end up doing a few quests with, or meet in different ways. This could be through the game itself or even in other Discord servers. The next tip I have for you guys is to have multiple decks. It is crucial that you optimize your decks for each situation you may find yourself in. For my first ever character, which is the one I'm using right now, I don't even think I thought of the idea of having multiple decks based on the battle I was in until level 70 or even 80. I wouldn't change my deck depending on if there were enemies that were just minions with 1500 health or if it was a boss with 15,000 health. So please get a few designated decks designed for boss battles, support, and minion battles. I probably spent so many unnecessary hours in defeat and collect quests since I spent so much time drawing for cards. My next simple tip, which definitely pays off in the long run, is to research the bosses and dungeons you come across. As you are questing and come across dungeons or bosses which seem a little bit more significant in the storyline, I would most definitely suggest giving them a quick wiki search to see if they have any cheats or weaknesses that you can exploit to speed up the questing process. This will save you a lot of time and suffering with taking multiple attempts to beat difficult bosses. Alright, so the next tip is to level up your wizard. Although this may be a hot take, I really suggest doing a modest amount of side quests. Not all of them, just some. As long as you aren't too terribly underleveled in certain worlds, especially the later ones, you won't have that difficult of a time speeding through them. After Chrysalis, the side quests don't even give XP, so you can totally stop after that. But anyways, being 5 to 10 levels higher than you would be otherwise gives a huge health advantage, gear advantage, and you get access to more spells early on. To demonstrate what I mean of how side quests can boost your level by so much, let's consider the world of Celestia. When Celestia was the final world at the time, the bosses had a lot of health and were very difficult. I was smart enough to do side quests in all worlds, and I had my level 58 spell Leviathan way early on. This proved to pay off massively since it did a ton of damage to enemies and bosses and helped me speed through the world faster. Those who chose not to do side quests, on the other hand, they were stuck with much weaker spells. Going off of that, my last and final tip is to learn new spells and upgrade your gear. I understand this kind of counteracts the idea of speeding through worlds, but after all, Wizard101 is a game of grinding. If you put in the work, put in the hours, it will pay off in the end. I suggest you figure out which gear is worth going for and what you should devote your time to, because after all, time is money. Okay, so to translate that last sentence into English, learn spells worth learning and get gear worth getting. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be the end of today's video. I hope every single one of you learned a thing or two and are able to quest or grind just even a little bit quicker. Let me know if you enjoyed the video, and also let me know if you have any advice to help with grinding. I'd love to hear hear your thoughts in the comments down below. Other than that, remember to hit that like button and subscribe to chill with me in future videos. Have a good one, guys.